Our next reader tonight is Julie Howard. Julie Howard is a Massachusetts native and holds an MFA in poetry from the University of Texas at Austin. She won the 2015 Roy Crane Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Creative Arts and has received fellowships from the Juniper Summer Writing Institute and the James A. Michener Center. Some of her work can be found in Interrupture, Forklift, Ohio, Smoking Glue Gun, Bridge, and other journals. Her favorite ice cream flavor is actually long discontinued, called Cherry Chocolate Chip, by the company Eddie's, known as Dryers west of the Mississippi. Julie.
Thank you, Chandra and Anar and everybody else for being here, and Malvern Books for having me, and also for having my favorite flavor, Amy's version, which is even better than Edie's. So, success. All right, I'm going to read you several poems. I haven't decided how many yet, but I'll try to make this quick and painless for everybody. Prehistory history. We ran into the field and collaborated with monsters. We were Americans. We waved our zucchinis by the broad ends. It was the kind of season that coasts beneath public awareness. We were too busy gallivanting, smuggling storks beneath our shirts to bring to the birthing room, a secret better kept than Santa. Two waves crashing together, a revolving silence. We were impatient for a global crisis. We wanted to see where we would go when the earth was wiped to bits, resolving our deepest worry, being human again. We sipped from puddles of mud and blood and rain. It was the concoction that woke us to our animal selves. We started roaming in large, friendly herds, a desire to be one. We didn't learn to dance anymore. Our survival became the only dance, and our love for the sun and for blood. You don't have to clap in between. I know when my poems have ended. I don't know really how to pronounce this word, so I'm going to give it my best shot. Bildungsroman. I was beamed out from the molten depths of my mother's head, from the tarry length of my mother's dimension. Once upon a time, I was a gray rod. I did not give off life or radiate like a sullen machine. Then bugs or algae made me like I was a pyramid. They put me together, more they than I, and most gave their lives, from which I took strength and grew larger. In the days of grass, I was a molecule. I left my goat skin on a rock. I peered into the eyes of the judge, who in those days was near and clear as live earth. I looked into the hollows and gazed at the sky as if it were a dome, a thing to deem. But it was not a thing, nor I much more than a flaccid slug in matching accessories. The sky was a concept such as I would become in my greater years as a bristling moat. It still feels good. Subliminal boundaries. The inky trail from my headscape is continuous. Cosmic green and ominous lurking ant entrap my shoe. I am at a loss for the trees, for the dendroid lampshades. For the lampshades are like a torrent of angels in my brain. For the oblong sidling out of my ear, for its cursive nature, it ambles. I sing in 20 quarts, yon apprentice of misdirection. I am so afraid I must wear patches on both my eyes. Colosseums, though, are infrequent in this fire monkey year. Saturdays remain special. The banshees take part in brunch. I am awake on my carpet from which I see nothing. Cars come and go like lunatics, though we don't call them lunatics anymore. An occasion for ballyhoo. Funny in the news, funny in the way we look deeply into each other's mouths and try not to laugh. A crumb from yesterday in my pocket still, graffitoed Pegasi on blue sky brick walls rising off to file their taxes on time. If only we were so attentive. The game goes on, though the mascot lies maimed midfield. We are the giant masked creatures, the phony hole in the backdrop, the rabbit poisoned in its home, dying absent of light. Ride the celestial BitTorrent, walk away widely like a crab, a cowboy, the residual moon sick in its dust. Freedom was famous for a spell. Calla lilies were flowers once, but now are only words. There are at least two states of being, one of which we pretend to know very well. The magic I created for my essential elements left me shriveled like a watercress root. It's not time for that now. Leave my aura alone. We can spruce it up later. A bit of lemon juice, some abstract lighting, a floating frame. And if anyone absolutely loves this poem, Malvern Books is, selling a copy of it in a wonderful little broadside called Bridge Magazine, among various other amazing poets, including David Schaefer, who is here somewhere. There he is. So promotion for us and the bookstore. Oh, good. Wow, that's amazing. I've never been in a bookstore before. Like on the Okay. Moving right along. Monogamy. The earth is taking requests. Do that thing where you glow so green you threaten our collective sanity. When the religious and non-religious aardvarks gather in the food court, it's a wonder there's anything left for the apocalypse bunker they've dutifully prepared. Prescient borrowers excavate the land in search of Dixie cups and copper wire for future telecom. God's gift to the world, a confetti of clapping when the sun dies down. It's a wonder I haven't reneged on you staying here, oh ghosts. Just burn my face onto some toast and your unfinished business will be forgiven. You may complete your existence as an audiogram and retire a puma in the Americas, immortal as Jove's gonads. The aardvarks on high bang their gavels. Whoever gave the aardvarks gavels? September and the sleeping catamounts listen in, inhale the litigious smell. What rare parfum, what willingness to be completely bare in front of a 1,000-eyed jury. It wasn't my mistake, so I refused to leave. Please evacuate on tiny, sterile rocket ships and surrender your plushy physiques to the abyss. The earth has ingested too many supplements and must rest indefinite. Thank you for your wonderful patience and enthusiasm for poetry and ice cream. Crater, cradle creation. The sky is noisy, the cicadas are alert. They shake the trees on my eyelids, they make my eardrum burp. If I roll up the atmosphere like a yoga mat, if the king says rose-buttered walkways, will the forbidden sense withal elude? Will my vigorous search for a rose and a walkway be subdued? An animal of the sacred kind, multi-pronged and woaded, I kick up dust with my heels in a sacrifice to the sun. Butterflies eat the spirits of the dead flowers, escaping like smoke from their pistils. One more bulb, one more snow. reasonable protestations regarding jackfruit cinema fuck. In a November far from here, ink leaks from a ghostwriter's pen. His intestines are also black. Okay, I'm just gonna read a few more. The information age. My shadow is cast in the halls of greatness. In my abdomen, I carry around your real heart. According to magazines, the heart is a dynamic organ, essential to carry on your person at all times in order to reap the benefits, like a milky quartz worn on a gold chain around the neck. The moon is for supper, scrumptious rococo laid out on pallets for sampling. When I walk the halls of greatness, my reflection is thrown back and forth among red prisms. To reassure myself, I used to say, I'm among red prisms. Now I can barely squeeze my tongue through the cracks in the honeycomb to pilfer the sweet, small taste of forgiveness. Okay, what would you rather hear? A poem about autumn or a poem about a domestic partnership that I have with Nikola Tesla?
Both? The Lasher.
Tesla.
Domestic partnership.
Okay. I think I heard domestic partnership.
Autumn is a lie in Texas.
Yeah, there is no autumn here, so it doesn't matter. Empirical figures. Nikola Tesla on the mind, two black eyes budding from the potato I keep as a reminder of time passing like a slow, decaying clock. Nikola Tesla stares his heart straight into mine, a roundabout way of saying hi, or sleep is reserved for the afflicted. He was born a centaur, and thus must shoulder his doom, half man, half physicist, galumphing along on four legs like a warthog, whispering in curved letters to the alders. Daylight smacks the glass like gold pears, and then its curtains. Stubborn, I make a quiche and round up my neuroses for supper. Nikola never comes. Once the potato was a green object, dredged in dirt. Some life. Now it has more vision than Napoleon. Imagine what this small tuber could do with an empire of its own. All right, I'm just going to read two more because everyone's real anxious to do whatever they normally do on a Friday night. I don't know what people do. The tunnel at the end of the tunnel. Can I create something beautiful out of plastic forks and butter pats? Conform or die, the fate of anything exotic is the same. I can confirm that the stars like snowflakes will fall until their light reaches the eyes at the end of time. I can confirm that there is no such thing as eyes or the end of time. Our conclusions are merely firewalls put up to save us from disgrace. Science, after all, is good for silencing the magic that vibrates in the sky and among our casual human surfaces. Dendrites grow inside me like small talking trees, whilst my Zoroastrian hemispheres feud. I consume the fuel I'm given. I consume, like an American, my fondue pot of deities and banalities, and scrub my incensed halls of the faithful smoke that ascended, bent in search of heaven, and found only the baleful whirl of a ceiling fan. Okay, this is my last one. For some reason, America has been showing up in my poems lately. It's just pushy like that. The meaning of the. I am mentally all there. I live on a small pile of history. Kites fly thither and thither in the park I've included in my brain. This world, all made up of minuscules, it's a wonder anyone came to my birthday party at all. I could have been anything, could have been a mathematician. Instead, confined to this linguistic bailiwick, the love of exact expression. The first one to say, life is a bowl of cereal. Something happens when I write. My hand becomes a flower. If you don't like the sun, get out of my yard. Frankly, darling, the world is a vibrant totem, moving to and fro, wet with color. I wear denim jeans for the fun of it. I take off all my clothes and throw them in the water. So long. Anything can happen if you make it. The alchemy of cheesecake, putting a carrot in a lump of snow. Ha ha ha, he has a nose. We hump around, we pretend to be what we are for the fun of it. Everything seems critically impossible. The danger is in what's possible. I'm scaling the wall. I crawl into nothing's mouth. My animal turns over in its sleep. Thank you.